Hey everyone, hope you're having a wonderful beginning of your year. It is, I think, January 29th, if I'm not mistaken.
30th.
Oh, 30th. I'm a day behind, Tiffany told me. Wow, this year's already flying away. So we're well into starting our growing season. This is plans for our growing season. And we've already got seeds started. We'll not get into all what we've already got going right now in this video. We're going to get into peppers. So a lot of you want to know what we grow, how we grow it, what we do. So in this one we're going to talk about our planting plots and varieties. Now this little book that I've got in my hand, this is necessary for my organization, but this is also necessary for our organic certification. Now I can do all this digital, but to be honest, I don't have a laptop that is good enough for me to use it, and I don't want to sit at a computer and be away from the family while I do all this. Maybe a day where I do it, but right now I want it all paper. So I do it on paper. So this is my chart. So I'm getting ready to start germinating our super hots, our Chinense variety, so habaneros and so forth is what we'll start seeding today. I probably would have started these about 5 days ago, but been too busy to get it done. So today is the day. But I thought before I rush into this, I'd jump on here and talk to you all about it. So we'll kind of go over this, and I am going to start with our milds to mediums. So mild to medium hots. We try to break this up and lay it out that way. So this is how I do it. I don't know if you can see. Maybe you all can. But we have got a 30 by 100 plot here, so 50 foot and 50 foot. And we have started putting our peppers crossways across these plots because we generally on most varieties plant about 14 plants of it. Some of them we do 28, some of them we do 7, but majority of them are in that multiplication that'll work with 7, 14, or 28. And that keeps things rolling for us. So we'll kind of roll through these kind of quick, because if I don't, this is going to turn into an hour long, 2 hour long, 4 hour long video. So if you got any questions, you can comment below. If I get enough questions about the same thing, then maybe I can shoot a separate video to address those things. If not, I'll just answer your questions below. So starting out, we do double rolls, and these are staggered. So staggered means we'll put one plant here, and then in the other roll there'll be a plant in between that'll be a foot over. And we do 2 foot spacing in between plants in the roll itself, and it'll be the same thing on the other side, except for it'll be halfway in between. So we go 1 foot between plants. We've done this several ways. This is kind of what we're fine-tuning down to now that we're working on our system. We have done 4 rolls, so 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot. They'll grow great, produce great, pain in the neck to pick. We've done 3 rolls. 3 rolls actually works very well, except for just a handful of varieties. But I think for our ease of operation for us, we're going to do 2 rolls. So we've done some of this before, but we're moving them all to this year just to make it easier to operate. So let's get on into the varieties. So this is my plot number 1, and just so you know, we are doing 8 plots of peppers this year. So this is plot number 1, and each plot has 25 double rolls, so 50 rolls of peppers at 14 plants per roll, which if I did my math right, that should be 700 plants per plot. Now, that's a little less plants than we grew last year if we stick to this number. We probably are going to be real close. But if we stick to this, that's going to be less plants than last year. So, we're hoping, actually, going to be a tad more than last year, but just barely. But anyway, so let's start. Highlander Anaheim. That is a hybrid. Anaheim is a hatch type chili. We're doing 2 rolls of that. And then we're going to do, we always like to keep, if possible, a non-hybrid version in case seeds are not available one year. We got to stay on top of this stuff. Let's be real. Let's talk about that sometimes seeds can't be bought. Sometimes you have crop failures from suppliers. And if everything in the world just goes belly up tomorrow, I'd like to be able to grow Anaheim pepper. So I've got open pollinated varieties too. So I've got one that we've had for a while. It's just straight up called Anaheim. And then we've got another one that we'll be growing. I don't have seeds for this yet, so I've got to buy this one. And it's the Sonora Anaheim. And then the orange Anaheim, that's from our seeds. We've had those for years. And we didn't grow them for the last 2 years, but they'll go back in the ground this year. So that way we can keep our seed stock in good shape. And we'll save quite a few this year so we can put some seeds into our long-term storage. And we can talk about that later in the year, long-term storage, so I can show you what that's going to look like for us, probably towards fall. And we're going to be growing the New Mex Joe E. Parkers. Now, I did not save seeds from these last time we grew them because we had a bad year, and I'm out, so we're rebuying those. And then the New Mex Heritage 6-4, that'll be from seeds we have. Big Jim, we've grown that before, but I don't have seeds. I actually grew it last year and failed to save seeds. So the Big Jim is another hatch chili. All these right here are hatch chilies. And then the Miss Junie, that's another hatch chili. That's one of the hot varieties. And then the Lumbre Triple X, which is a hot to very hot, depending upon who you ask. And the majority of our customers want these Anaheims. They want the milder end. Poblanos, we'll be growing a variety from Rare Seeds, a variety from High Mowing, and then we will be, that's 1 roll of each, and we'll be growing 4 rolls. I never have enough Poblanos, folks. We don't get to eat as many of them as we'd like to because we sell them at market. We'll be growing 4 rolls. This is kind of the exception to what I said, 2 rolls of some stuff. 4 rolls of our Baston F1 Poblanos. We like that Poblano. It's an organic variety that grows very well. Sorry, I needed tea. Thank you to Tiffany for making fresh tea. And then in Serranos, we're going to try, I gotta get these bought before they sell out, the Hostia Serrano. I'm sure I butchered that name from Adaptive. And the K. John's Serrano. And we've grown before the Tampiquino Serrano. We'll be growing it again. It's a great smaller variety. And then we will grow 1 roll of our Santo Domingo Serranos. That is a hybrid from Johnny's also. Amazing producer. We just can't not grow them. The customers love the large Serranos. Alright, now we're going to move into jalapenos. So we'll kind of blow through these because a lot of them you're probably familiar with. If you got questions, comment below. So lemon spice non-isolated seeds from ours that we did not isolate from a few years back, 1/2 roll. Pumpkin spice non-isolated, 1/2 roll. Orange spice non-isolated, we'll do a whole roll. Brown jalapenos non-isolated, we'll do a 1/2 roll. And then we've got a hybrid jalapeno that came out of our brown jalapenos a few years back that we're going to grow out a 1/2 roll of those this year too. And then the Tam jalapenos, there'll be 2 rolls. The Chernobyl jalapeno, there will be 1 roll. It's not really what I call a jalapeno, but we're going to put it with our jalapenos. The Farmer's Market jalapeno, haven't grown that in a couple of years. We'll be growing a roll of it. The Degato jalapeno is a absolute for us. We love that pepper, so there'll be a roll of it grown. I wish I could grow 2, but I need traditional jalapenos. The Black Hungarian, which is a jalapeno type. It's not a jalapeno, but we'll be growing it. It's one of our favorites. Customers love it too. Craig's Grande, one of our favorites. We'll be growing 2 rolls of it. And then the Traveler strain jalapeno, we fell in love with that last year. There'll be 4 rolls of it. Back to some things we need more of. We make our candied jalapenos out of that, aka cowboy candy. We use that in hot sauces. There's just never enough of it, so we're growing more. Early jalapenos, 2 rolls. Haloro jalapeno, 2 rolls. Primary reason for 2 rolls on that one is we have got a special hot sauce we make with that, and we need it for the hot sauce. Brown jalapenos, if you've never eaten those wrapped with bacon as a jalapeno popper, grilled on the grill, or roasted in the oven, or deep fried, you are missing it. Absolutely amazing. A lot of this stuff we have seeds for too. If you need seeds, we'll have seeds on our website. We'll have seeds in our Etsy store. So give us a holler. Lemon spice jalapenos though. These are all isolated that we're working with now. So if it's non-isolated, I'll tell you. So a roll of lemon spice, a roll of pumpkin spice, and a roll of orange spice. And then I have just a jalapeno seed we had from several years ago that is a non-isolated jalapeno. So these were bought locally, and we saved seeds from them for several years. So that's what this is. And then the Party Popper jalapeno from Adaptive. We're going to grow that for the first time. The New Mex Jalmundo. Lemon Giant jalapeno. Now these are non-isolated, but so far every time we've grown these, they came out true. But this will be the last of our seeds, so we got to save seeds this year. And then the Zapotec jalapeno, will be growing a roll of that also. Alright, let's move on into the cayennes and cayenne tops. So Ring of Fire, amazing pepper. If you ain't never had it, it's worth growing. 2 rolls. Golden cayennes will be a little over a roll, and the reason this is we're growing golden cayennes and purple cayennes. I really wanted 2 rolls of golden cayennes, but I didn't have enough seeds for it. Same thing of purple cayennes. I didn't have enough seeds for 2 rolls. So we're growing 1 roll of each, and then they split another roll. Be pretty obvious when we're harvesting them which one's golden, which one's purple. Buena Mulatas, a roll. Joe's Long Cayenne. We absolutely adored this last year in 2024. So 2 rolls. Red Ember Cayenne is an amazing hybrid cayenne. As long as they're affordable, I'll continue to buy them. 2 rolls. Red Rocket Cayennes, another great cayenne. 2 rolls. Mall's Red Hot. Had never heard of this until last year. This is an extra large cayenne type that is absolutely amazing. 2 rolls. Long Slim Red Cayennes. I have not grown those in a few years. 1 roll so I can get my seed stock built back up. Vampire Cayenne. It's a smaller cayenne. Purple, black, wonderful, beautiful cayenne. Last year was my first year growing it. Smaller plants, produced decent, but we did like it. It's a wonderful novelty looking cayenne, but still tastes good. So 1 roll. Charleston Hot Cayennes. You may remember we had a couple of 3 rolls of them this year, and they were amazing, but way too many cayennes coming off of those plants. So we brought them back to 1 roll. Next year we may go up to 2 rolls. We'll see how it goes. Same thing with the Carolina Cayenne, kind of its cousin. These are both really hot cayenne varieties. 1 roll of it. And then the Goat Horn, which is a cayenne type, will do 1 roll. And the Ram's Horn, which is a cayenne type, will do 1 roll. Thunder Caucho Browns, 1 roll. Orange Cayennes, 1 roll. Thunder Mountain Longhorn, 1 roll. And Brown Thunder Caucho, this is a non-isolated one from a few years back. I'm going to grow a roll and see what I get. Malaguetas, we love our Malaguetas. These are non-isolated, but so far they've always done well. I think we've had 1 plant each year that didn't turn out like it's supposed to, so well worth me growing another roll instead of buying seeds since I don't have seeds. And I got a bunch of these seeds. 1 roll. Tabascos, 1 roll. Day-R balls. Day-R balls hold a good place in our heart. We make hot sauce out of them. We make seasonings out of them. And we make salsa out of them. So Day-R balls, we actually are growing the traditional Day-R ball. And then we bought seeds that some of them came out with an upright pointing Day-R ball. And they should be hanging down. So the upright pointing one was hotter. So we're going to grow that again too. We isolated each variety We're going to grow them both. Peri Peris. Peri Peris are amazing. Like an African bird's eye type pepper if you're not familiar with it. So we're going to grow one row of them and one row of non-isolated ones. Thai type peppers. We got a yellow Thai. We're going to do a half a row of isolated and a half a row of non-isolated just so I can use up them non-isolated seeds. Same orange Thai SSE. We'll have a half a row of isolated. That is an amazing pepper. I just don't got the patience to pick it. So we would plant tons of them. They taste great, but they are tiny, long, squirrely peppers. They're about 4 inches long, but they're so small around. They're not even as big as your finger. They're like the size of the insert inside your ink pen. They're just tiny. And then Thai Dragons will grow a half a roll. Another one, just half a roll. Early Thais, we're going to put a whole roll in. Bequino Reds. Another one's kind of a pain to pick, but Tiffany loves them. And we do Sweetie Drops, which is a pickled Bequino that we sell at market. That's a popular thing, especially around holidays. So we got to have more of them. So we got a roll of red, a roll of yellow, and a roll of white going in. Italiano, these are non-isolated. We grew these probably about 4 years ago and did not save seeds from anything isolated. So we're going to plant these and hope to get a few that come out correct and save seeds from them. Trepadera Werner, great little pepper, good in salsa and stuff, but it's not that particularly awesome, so we're going to grow a half a roll. Just to get a good seed stock put away in our long-term storage. Okay, we have a cigaretta pepper that was a long hot hybrid. So this is one we saved seeds from for a couple of years that came out long, hot, longer than a regular cigaretta, and a mild heat. So we liked it, so we're going to see what we can do with that, just for kicks and giggles. Why not? The Xochitecco, and I'm sure I butchered that name, it gets a half a roll because it just wasn't special enough to get more than that. It's a good pepper. And I want a good seed stock because we're seed hoarders. And the Charapita, none of us like picking it. So it don't get a whole roll. It gets a half a roll. Great pepper, nice heat. Just no. Half a roll. Cigaretta. So I've got cigarettas that are a non-isolated cigaretta that we have had for a while. We will grow these again this year. Fish peppers, I'm going to do a roll of non-isolated, half a roll of non-isolated and a half a roll of isolated. We want isolated ones to sell to our customers, but the non-isolated are fun because fish throw some good hybrids. So we'll see if we get some cool crosses out of that for kicks and giggles. It's not an intentional cross. It'll just be if it's accidental. Purple UFOs. We grew this about 3 years ago. We're going to grow it again this year. Get us a seed stock build up. Half a roll. Padron peppers. While Tiffany likes them a lot, and we got a few customers that like them a lot at market, a lot of customers feel about them the same way I do. So, half a roll. Italian pepperoncinis. So, I'm doing a roll of non-isolated because I've got seeds for it. And then we're doing a roll of non-isolated orange pepperoncinis. And then we have Trinidad red hot cherry peppers, whole roll. And then our Caparino hot cherries, that's another hybrid, 2 rolls. Super popular at market. People love it. We can never get enough of them. And then a regular non-hybrid hot cherry. We'll do a roll of them also. And I'm going to butcher this name. Petite Massalis. We're doing a whole roll of that. And a Ralph Thompson squash was real popular for customers this year. So there'll be a whole roll of that. That one came on pretty heavy last year and then tapered off to near nothing. But we think it's because those plants on that end of the garden didn't do well. So we're hoping that was the problem with that one. So we're giving it another shot this year. Because it's a great pepper. Bollock peppers. Great little pepper. Good for pickling too. We'll be doing a roll of it also. Alright. So Malawi pecans. Do a whole roll. Peachadoo. whole roll. Criolla Sella, a whole roll. Turk's Cap, a whole roll. Sinhoisas, a whole roll. Pepperoni de Sinise, a whole roll. Hungarian Hot Wax, a whole roll. We make an amazing spicy smoked paprika out of that we sell, that we're out of right now. But I may have some over here on the shelf that I can make. I'm out of it at market. Kaza pepper, same thing, makes an amazing spicy paprika. Kaza is very similar to Hot Wax, but I think it's a little bit hotter and a little bit less bitter. So, very similar peppers, to the point that if you put them in the same basket, you won't know which one's which. Bulgarian carrot, whole roll. Raza Macedonian, whole roll. For seasoning. May not even sell that many of them, but we're going to make some seasonings. Dirksen, whole roll. Hungarian paprika, whole roll. Beaver Dam, whole roll. And I probably would have done 2 rolls of Beaver Dam, but I ran out of space and I didn't want 9 plots this year, so 1 roll Beaver Dams. Black Pearl, half a roll. Brian's Blood, half a roll. Pasilla Ozaka, half a roll. Pasilla Mixe, half a roll. Pasilla Bahio, and this is a non-isolated from a couple years back. We'll do a whole roll. That way, hopefully, if I bag a few plants, I can end up with one to work with. Pasilla Apacio, I'm not sure. Whole roll, that's a new one for us, so we'll get a good seed stock going. Sweet Apple Combe, which is also like Oma Paprika, whole roll. You can tell we like our seasoning peppers. We really specialize in some of those. And I definitely can't pronounce this. Leutschauer paprika, whole roll. The Fair Ozon paprika, a whole roll. Kolotska paprika, non-isolated, a whole roll, and 1 whole roll of isolated. The Chimeo pepper, whole roll. Negro de Val, we'll do a whole roll, and these are non-isolated from a few years back. Valero, we'll do a whole roll of non-isolated. These was a few years back also. Chocolate Santa Fe's, these are isolated. That's a seasoning pepper. Don't confuse it with the Santa Fe Grande. Kind of where its name stole from, but this ain't a fresh eating pepper. This is a drying pepper. Aleppo, whole roll. Acoma, a whole roll. Isleta Pueblo will have a roll of non-isolated and a roll of isolated. Georgia Flame, 2 rolls. Santa Fe Grande, whole roll. If you don't like a lot of heat, that makes a great pepper for salsa. Tunisian Bacalti, a whole roll. El Eden Guajillo, that is a hybrid Guajillo. We love that pepper, whole roll. And then we'll do a traditional Guajillo, whole roll. Fresno's, 1 roll. Urfa Bieber, 1 roll. I always butcher this name. Gorongnong, a whole roll. Very cool pepper. Ain't never grew it. Tastes good, looks good, amazing. Lemon Starburst. That's the Kang Star Lemon Starburst. We'll grow a roll of those. We grew them once before and let them die. Korean Hot, 1 roll. Korean Dark Green, 1 roll. Korean Gochu. These 2 peppers we're going to talk about are probably the exact same peppers, but they came to us from 2 different suppliers with 2 different names. So it's Korean Gochu and then a Gochuguru. Now usually the Gochuguru is referring to the seasoning of the same pepper. But we're going to grow them, half a roll of each, and see what they are. Lombok, half a roll. Antip Oxydoma, non-isolated, a half a roll. Great little pepper. If you've never had it, we're going to grow it again this year and try to get some good seeds put away. Yellow Jamaican Mushroom, non-isolated, a half a roll. Bahamian Goat, non-isolated, a half a roll. Chocolate Bonnet, so Scotch Bonnet. Chocolate Bonnet, a half a roll. Caramel Bonnet, a half a roll. Those 2 just don't sell as well as the other ones, but they do sell. MOA Scotch Bonnet Yellow sells well. MOA Scotch Bonnet Red sells well, so a whole roll of each. And then I've got one that's just a red Scotch Bonnet. It's how I bought it, so we're going to grow them side by side there and compare them, whole roll. Yellow Jamaican Scotch Bonnet. That's always a very popular one. We're going to grow a whole roll of that. Okay, now we're moving into Habs and then into our Super Hots. Orange Habs, 2 roll. Tasmanian Habs, 1 roll. Chocolate Habs, 1 roll. Yellow Trinidad Congos, 1 roll. Red Trinidad Congos, 1 roll. Fatales, 1 roll. Maldivian Heart, 1 roll. Pumas, non-isolated, a half a roll, because they're always fun. And then we have our Relic, which is a Puma Cross that we're working with, 1 roll. Amazing peppers come out of that. Snow White Habanero, 1 roll. Giant White Habanero, 1 roll. I prefer the flavor of the Snow White, but the Giant White is so much bigger, and they're both gorgeous. Red Savina, 1 roll. Ilme Wartrix, 1 roll. Giant Chocolate Hab, that's a new one for us. We're going to grow a roll of that out. Saco de Velho, unfortunately, I didn't get seed saved this year. This is a non-isolated seed because I'm out of isolated ones, but it's always done real well about throwing its correct pepper, so hopefully I get what I need to get my seed stock back up. Datiles, we will do 1 roll of isolated datiles, and then we're going to do a roll of non-isolated. Now, the non-isolated are the rare seeds variety, which is not, I understand, the correct datil. The other ones will be the correct datil, so we're going to have both. Peach Wasp, non-isolated. Whole roll. Puerto Rican Yellow, a roll. Fogon, non-isolated. That's a habanero type. We'll do a roll. Carbonero, 1 roll. And white Carbonero, non-isolated, 1 roll. We did not, I've only grown them once, so we didn't save isolated seeds because it never got bagged. So if we don't bag it, it's not isolated. Paper Lantern Hab, 1 roll. Magnum Habs, 1 roll. Lightning Habs will have 2 rolls of non-isolated. That's throw some amazing peppers. We do get the correct ones, but they also throw some much larger versions that are amazing also, so we want them both. And then we're going to start isolating this year to refine those two into 2 different peppers. Okay, so now we're moving into the hot stuff. So red Primatales, 1 roll. Golden Primatales, 1 roll. Chocolate Primatales, 2 rolls. Primarily because we got some sauces we make with that and seasoning, so we'll end up using 1 roll for ourselves and 1 roll for sales. Trinidad Mustard. Now this is a red that was thrown off of a Trinidad Mustard 4 years ago, so we're going to see what comes out of this one just for fun. So a whole roll. Chocolate Moruga Scorpions, 1 roll. White Moruga Scorpions, 1 roll. Both amazing peppers. Amazing. Moruga Scorpion Yellow, half a roll, and non-isolated, a half a roll. Caramel Moruga, we got a half a roll of isolated and a half a roll of non-isolated. That is just a gorgeous and stunning pepper, and it tastes good too. Great for seasoning, hot sauce, but it's just gorgeous. Grow it for its beauty. Red Butch Teas, used to be a world record holder a long time back. A roll of it. Orange Long-Tailed Scorpion. We bought this off of a certain seed supplier that I won't mention names, and I think we've had one long-tailed pepper come out of this over the years, and so we have saved seeds from that long-tailed one. The rest of them were not even close to being a long-tailed pepper. All the rest of the plants, we had one plant that had some decent tails, so that's where these came from. So we're going to work with it because it is a nice pepper. Brown Moruga Scorpion. This was a red variant that threw a few years back that's smooth instead of bumpy, so we're just going to play with it. It's just for fun. Mustard Trinidad Scorpion, non-isolated. And it's non-isolated because I don't have an isolated one. So we'll have to roll both of those. Trinidad Sunrise, that's a new one for Scorpion, whole roll. Apocalypse Scorpion, this was a yellow one that threw a few years back out of our Apocalypse Scorpions that were non-isolated at that time. So we're just going to grow it for kicks and giggles. Bootless Scorpion, a whole roll. And then regular Apocalypse Scorpion, a whole roll. And then I got non-isolated Apocalypse Scorpions, a whole roll. Leviathan Gnarly Scorpion, a whole roll. Jay's Peach Ghost Scorpion will have a half a roll of isolated and a half a roll of non. Jay's Red Ghost Scorpion, we'll do a whole roll of those. And the reason they get a whole roll is I didn't have any non-isolated seeds for them. So they get a whole roll of isolated. Again, like I said, I'm trying to use up some of my non-isolated seeds instead of just hanging on to them or pouring them out in the ground. Because sometimes you get some cool stuff. And then we'll do a White Ghost Scorpion also along with those. All right. Brown Moruga Scorpion, non-isolated, and Caramel Moruga Red. So it's a red variant. We'll do a half a roll of each. Trinidad Scorpion Red, a whole roll. Chocolate Trinidad Scorpion, a whole roll. Trinidad Yellow, a half a roll, and non-isolated, a half a roll. Red Trinidad Moruga, non-isolated, a whole roll. And 7 pot white bubblegum. 7 pot white bubblegum. 7 pot Dogla. Both of those are a whole roll. 7 pot Brain Strain. We're going to have a half a roll isolated, half a roll of non. 7 pot Trinidad Jonah, a roll. 7 pot Peach and Pink will split a roll. Neither one of them are popular enough for me to justify a whole roll. 7 pot, and I skipped one here, so I got to come back and fix that. I got one with nothing on it, so I need a Scorpion. Maybe Tiffany can pick us out a Scorpion to put in there. We'll order seeds. So 7 pot Evergreen, we got a roll, half a roll isolated, half a roll non. 7 pot Primo Yellow, half isolated, half non. 7 pot Primo Red, straight from Troy Primo this year. We're doing a whole roll of them. And then we got 7 pot Primo Reds that did not come from Troy, that have been growing for a few years, half a roll. 7 pot Bubblegum, half a roll. 7 pot Primo Chocolate, half a roll. 7 pot Mustard non-isolated, half a roll. 7 pot Yellow, half a roll isolated, half a roll not. 7 pot Slimer. So this is a cross from a 7 pot Slimer. We bought seeds that were not 7 pot Slimer. And so we're working with a yellow variant that we had. And the reason I'm growing a half a roll, I wished I'd grown a whole roll, is that this throws through what we called a 7 pot Tabasco a few years back. And we loved that pepper, but didn't get any isolated. And then we're growing a half a roll of the 7 pot yellow Slimer, which came out red and different. So we're going to grow half a roll of them. So Boot-Eyed Red, we're doing a half a roll, and Boot-Eyed Red, not isolated, we're doing a half a roll. And then a Peach variant, non-isolated, doing a half a roll. And then just the Boot-Eyed CP293 that was not isolated, we're doing a half a roll. King Naga, non-isolated, a half a roll. Bleeding Naga, all I had was non-isolated, so a half a roll. And then Red Naga, this is one we're working with. It's a mild Red Naga bell pepper cross. And it shows promise. Like and subscribe. We'll talk about some of this stuff later. All right, we got a Carolina Reaper 7 pot Dogla that was not isolated. So we're going to grow that for kicks and giggles. So Bleeding Naga, red and yellow. This is a separate batch from the other. We'll grow a half a roll of each. And then we got a yellow Reaper cross that's non-isolated. And then we got a Reaper cross that we're working with that's RSHX2. That'll be going into its 3rd season. And so F3. And Chocolate Reaper a roll. The Reaper Subactio, I can't pronounce it. Anyway, Purple Peach, non-isolated a roll. Carolina Reapers, 2 rolls. Not my favorite pepper, but people love it. Yellow Reaper cross, another one. A Yellow Reaper cross from older peppers that we're going to grow out and look at, decide whether to trash it or keep it. White Ghost, 2 rolls. Orange Cream Ghost, 1 roll. Yellow Ghost, 1 roll. Orange Carolina Reaper, non-isolated, 1 roll. Chocolate Ghost, non-isolated, 1 roll. Chocolate Ghost, 2 rolls. Red Ghost cross from a few years back. This was a smooth, small pepper. See what comes out of it for kicks and giggles. It was interesting. Red Ghost, non-isolated, a roll. Red Ghost, 1 roll. Yellow California Reaper, 1 roll. Borgnine Purple Golden and Borgnine Purple Red, a half a roll of each. Borgnine Chocolate and Borgnine Red each get a roll. Thor's Hammer Red, Thor's Hammer Peach, and Chocolate Bootless CS all get a roll. Guys, I'm trying to move through this as fast as I can. I'm going to go faster, though. Yaki Brown, non-isolated. Goldie Prawn, non-isolated. One roll of each. Maruga UV Chocolate, hybrid, one roll. Hurt Berries, one roll. Nogla Beast will have a half a roll and a half a roll. Big Black Mama, I have a few isolated, and then we're doing a half a roll non-isolated. Marugla will have one half and half. Dragon's Breath, a whole roll of non-isolated. Purple Death, whole roll. Amnesia, whole roll of non-isolated. Death Spiral, half and half. Pockmark Orange, whole roll. Chocolate Jigsaw, non-isolated, whole roll. Yalla Fever, a whole roll. Genghis Khan Brain, a whole roll. Hallows Eve, whole roll. Bismarck, great little pepper, whole roll. Skunk Red, whole roll. Skunk Chocolate, whole roll. Okay, this is our cross we're working with. So we got several generations of this that will be growing this year. So we got, and several types of it we're working with. So this is our Strawberry Kiss. So we got a type 1 and a type 2 that are both in F3 generation. So we'll decide what to name these probably coming into this year and move into the next generation, F4. They won't both be Strawberry Kiss. And then we got Strawberry Kiss back to our original type 1 in our F2 that we're growing out, because that threw two varieties that we really liked that we don't have seeds for. And then we got a type 2 on that also from that F2 generation. So Sugar Rush Peach, half and half. Sugar Rush Red, half and half. Sugar Rush Long Peach, half a roll of non-isolated, because that's all I've got. And then Sugar Rush Stripey, half a roll. As much as I love that pepper, don't sell well enough. So it gets a half a roll. So Zebrange, a whole roll. Customers love it. Another hybrid of ours, our Mutant Star, we'll be doing a half a roll of it in its regular form and a half a roll of it in its peach form. So we're working on that, and we'll decide if it's going to stay Mutant Star Red and Mutant Star Peach after this year. We'll make that decision. Bishop's Crown, one roll. Ahi Rico, non-isolated, half a roll, and Pineapple, non-isolated, half a roll. Ahi Amarillo, I don't have enough seeds to do a whole roll, but I did have some non-isolated, so we're going to do almost a whole roll of isolated and then just a handful of non-isolated. Ahi Fantasy, a whole roll. Ahi Fantasy White, a whole roll. Ahi Piora, if that's the right way to pronounce that, it's half and half. Ahi Guyana, half and half. Amazing peppers, all of them. The Ahi Chombo, a whole roll. The Ahi Chikatilo, I'm sure I butchered that, a whole roll. Ahi Peruvian, a whole roll. Ahi Santa Cruz, half and half. Ahi Mango Stumpy, whole roll, non-isolated. Ahi Golden, a half a roll, and Ahi Ayoyo, a half a roll. Ahi Chinchi Amarillo, a whole roll. Ahi Habanero, half and half. Ahi Lemon Drop, half and half. Ahi Brazilian Pumpkin, whole roll. Brazilian Starfish Orange, a whole roll. And the Brazilian Starfish Red, half and half. Mad Hatter, which is a hybrid. Be growing that again. Our customers love it. Whole roll. Shepherd's, now we're out of Ahi. Shepherd's Ram's Horn will be growing 2 rolls. Amazing pepper. Popular for customers. Beautiful on display. Jimmy Nardello's will get 4 rolls. Can never have enough, it seems like. Tequila Sunrise, 1 roll. The Paradiscium Luca Sarga Sentes, non-isolated, 1 whole roll. Cubanelles, 1 roll. Manganji Sweet, 1 roll. Shishido, 1 roll. If you can't tell, we're into sweet peppers. Lipstick peppers, I only got a handful of seeds, and we just decided not to buy new ones this year. So we're going to do 4 plants of it. And the rest of that roll will be finished out with the Pimiento Logo Agrio. Sweet Apple, 1 roll. That is different than Sweet Apple Combe, so don't compare them. And then Pimiento de Arnoya, a roll. The Capia Paprika, 1 roll. The Himo Togarashi, 1 roll. Long Sweet Hungarian. So this is a banana pepper type. And we're going to grow 2 rolls of it. And then we grow 2 rolls of our Goddess F1. That's a hybrid banana pepper. We love that pepper. Murasaki Purple, 1/2 a roll of non-isolated. So far, they've done great out of that batch. And then we got a sweet cherry pepper called Cherry Sweet that we'll be growing a 1/2 a roll of. The Saraga Giant Sweet Chocolate, whole roll. At Zvarsky, we'll be doing a roll of isolated and a roll of semi-isolated. By semi-isolated, it was moved into an area that was only sweet peppers. So odds of getting a hot hybrid is going to be very slim since it was way away from any hot peppers. Corbaci will have 1 roll of isolated and same thing, 1 roll of semi-isolated. Cigaretta, this is one we got from Greece several years ago. We got a few seeds left from it, so we're going to use them and grow a whole roll of it out. And then Melrose will be 2 rolls. Cornito Arancia, 1 roll. That's a hybrid. Giallo, 2 rolls. And the Rosso, 2 rolls. Corn de Toro Reds, 1 roll. Lively Italian Yellows, 1 roll. Golden Treasure, we loved this pepper last year. It gets 2 rolls. Escamillo, which is a large hybrid Italian frying pepper. It's a roll and a half. And Carmen is same thing as a roll and a half. True Heart is a whole roll. The Criolla de Casina is a roll. Lesia Red, we have 1 roll isolated and 1 roll non-isolated. And then we have Lesia Orange. We have a 1/2 a roll Granada seasoning and 1/2 a roll. So 1/2 and 1/2. Sweet Bonnet, a 1/2 a roll. Trinidad Pimento, a 1/2 a roll. New Mex Trick or Treat, a 1/2 a roll. Sweet Moruga, a 1/2 a roll. Frontera Sweet, a 1/2 a roll. Trinidad Perfume, a 1/2 a roll. Habanadas, a 1/2 a roll. New Mex Suave Orange, a 1/2 a roll. And Nata Pinos get a whole roll. So Nata Pino is a heatless jalapeno. Okay, Super Shepherds. Last page, guys. We're almost there. Super Shepherds, 2 rolls. Peace Bell Pepper, that's a red bell pepper, 6 rolls. Yankee Bells, 2 rolls. That's a red bell pepper. Ozark Giant is a red bell pepper. We'll do 4 rolls. Really large, nice, big bell pepper. Spanish Mammoth, another very large red bell pepper, 2 rolls. California Wonder Red, 2 rolls. Sweet Chocolate, that's a semi-bell pepper. They're a little bit smaller. 2 rolls. Delicious. Albino Bullnose, 2 rolls. Blot bell pepper, non-isolated, 1 roll. Etuida, I have no idea. Orange bell pepper, 1 roll. Chocolate Beauty, we love that pepper, 3 rolls. Purple Beauty, 3 rolls. Canary Yellow Bell, 2 rolls. California Wonder Golden, 2 rolls. Yellow Monster, my favorite bell pepper. Beautiful, gorgeous, delicious, 2 rolls. Glow, this is a hybrid orange bell. We're growing a lot of it because we got seeds that are getting older. We bought them at a discount. We want to use them up, and it's 8 rolls. Flavor, 8.5 technically. Flavor Burst is a wonderful pepper. We decided not to buy seeds this year and use what we had left. It's a 1/2 a roll, which is a downer for next year because we'll have to buy seeds. Islander, 1 roll. Mini bell peppers, we got them non-isolated. They've always came out as mini bell peppers, and that finishes us up with 4 rolls of mini bell peppers. So guys, that's our pepper grow for the season. I hope you liked and you've enjoyed it. If you got any questions, comment below. If you know of a pepper that I ought to be growing that I'm not, I'm interested in hearing your comments below. Tell me why. Tell me what it is. Tell me how long you've been growing it and what you like about it. Thank you all.
Hey Daniel, it's time to eat.